Welcome back everybody. So guys, in this class we're just going on. We're just learning to make the circle for now instead of this line or the rectangle. I'm just going to the notepad and now we're just gonna draw the circle. First of all, it requires a canvas, I'm just making this canvas 3 and I'm just going down and I'm just making another lines, another comment area, and I'm just typing here drawing a circle. Okay, now go down and now the C3, I'm just getting it as C3, and document, the rule, the basic rule is actually same. Get element by ID and now canvas 3. Okay, that's awesome. Press enter and now C3x, okay, equal to C3 dot document, sorry, not the document, the get context. What I'm just doing, I'm just making the C3, it means the canvas 3 into 2D. And then the next step, just press enter and the C3x dot, I'm applying the begin path again, begin. Okay, now I'm just going down and just starting to make the circle. We have to use the C3x dot and now a very simple method called arc and the stroke again. Now it will work. Go to the browser and refresh that. We got the block but we didn't get anything inside that. That means it's not working until we just put the values inside this arc. So now instead of making this way to teach you in a comment, I just thought another new way. I'm just gonna apply that way to here. I'm just making the variables. First of all, the x value, I'm just making a variable named x, C3x. Well, it can be confusing because that we are already using a lot of elements at the top, but I'm just trying to convince you or just guide you what I'm just gonna make here. C3x and the value I'm just putting for the C3x is 0 for now. C3, wait for a while, C3y equal to 0 again. C3 radius equal to 0 for now. I'm just gonna put the values soon, but for now 0 is cool. The start angle 0 and C3 end angle, where we just want to end this angle 0 again, and these 5 elements actually makes the circle. So now what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna go there and I'm just gonna call the C3x first. This is the rule. The first value will be the C3x. You can put the 0, you can put the values directly, but you can use the variables too. We just learned these things in JavaScript already, that how we can use the variables instead of the values. So now I'm not using the values directly, the numerical values or the integers. I'm just using the variables actually instead, and here these are the variables and these has some values which will be applied automatically. Add a comma, the second value must be the y comma, then the radius. I'm just going to convince you about what I'm just doing for now. C3, now I'm just adding the start angle comma C3 end angle. Okay, now it's done. So now I just want 0 for the x and 0 for the y. And how much radius do you want? Good question. I just want a radius of 50 point radius I want. What the mean of the radius? I'm just going to clear you this time. I'm just putting the values, then we will talk about. The starting angle must be 0 and the end angle question. Actually here I'm just putting the 2, then the product sign or the multiplication sign, and I'm just typing in math. I'm just using the math object and pi, the math pi. Now we did a little mistake that you can see that we just put all these values in a stroke. We just don't want these values in a stroke, we just want them in the arc actually. Okay, so I'm just going to the arc and I'm just applying all these things, the x, y, radius, start angle and end angle. Go to the browser and refresh that. You can see that the line here. Now basically I just want to clear something to you. It works it's the base of the elements is the C3 radius. Okay, so now it depends on the radius. If I'm just putting the 0 and the 0, and what is the radius? Radius starts from the center of the element. Okay, the center of this element is actually the radius. It starts the starting point of the radius. Okay, so now if I'm just putting 0 and 0, so that's okay, but you can see that the center point of this element is actually has 0 from horizontal and 0 from vertical space. If we just want to put the space from horizontally, I'm just going there to the C3x means the horizontal, and I'm just putting here the, just suppose 30 and refreshing that. Now I got some element. If I just put the 50 complete, so save and now refresh that, you can see that the complete circle is visible for now. And if you just want what the mean of the 50 actually, or actually what the mean of the radius. So radius starts from the center point of the element. I'm just making this element in a center first, then I'll just guide you about the radius. It's a little bit confusing, but not really too much. You can understand this easily. So by the way, this is the element. It is starting from the center of the radius is actually the center of this element, this circle, and it's going 50 from all sides from the circle. For example, if we just talk about the diameter of this element of this circle, so the diameter is 100 from all sides. Okay, but from the center point, just suppose if we just stretch a line or just draw a line to the right side, it will be 50. To the left side, it will be 50. So automatically from the left to the right is 100, and from the top to the bottom is 100, but from the radius or the center point of the circle to the top is 50, from the radius point to the bottom is 50, and just like that to the left and to the right is 50 and 50. So now if you just want these if you just want to see the complete element, you have to put the 50 and 50 space, because 50 and 50 from the x and y, because the radius is 50. So this is what I've created. If I just put here the 90, save and now refresh that, I got a big element. Now again we just lost the focus, the radius. So now you know that we have to put the 90 here. So for now, first of all, I'm just doing one thing, that I'm just making the height and width increased 500 and the 500, save and now go to the browser and refresh the element. Okay, this is actually the biggest element here, and now go there and just make it 50 again, save and now refresh that. The element is now smaller. And what more I'm gonna do, gonna talk to you about another thing. The better is to use not the height and width inside this style. Okay, I'm just going there and using the width alone with pixels, and the height alone with pixels again, 500 pixels. And now just remove the 500 pixels from there. Now you will see another beautiful image. Refresh that, you can see that now the circle is actually completed and looking at all of its beauty. Okay, actually we should apply this technique to all of them, like there and there. And now we can easily remove the height and width from there, from this style. Okay, this style or the CSS is not working very fine to these canvas elements, so I just applied the width and height directly. Save and now refresh that. You can see that now the element has changed its shape. The problem which we was having in size will be solved. In fact, it has been solved. So now I'm just gonna go there and I'm just gonna put some more interesting things. I'm just going down and I'm just putting some values, 150 and 150, and actually 150 here. So refresh that. We got the big element and the actual circle and looking beautiful. This time the circle is looking beautiful. Now, do you want the circle is in center? So the radius is 150, okay, and we want this to be 250 and 250. The actual height and width is 500. So refresh that. I got the element in center. Just why? Because the actual size is 500 pixels and 500 pixels in height and width, and we just applied the 250 and 250 to the x and y, so it's automatically became the center point. Okay, the 250 and 250 we applied to the radius, and no matter how big or how small the radius of this element is, if I just apply for example only 100, so you will see the place as same as it is. Okay, now it's working perfectly because we just applied the width and height element instead of the using the style attribute. Okay, so we talked a lot about this. The second step or the last two steps are the C3 start angle and C3 end angle. So I'm just gonna apply one more thing to just not making you confused. And here the same thing, which is really necessary. Don't forget that these are the variables, so spelling must be clear. You cannot bear any mistake. It won't give us the result. So by the way, the starting point is 0. What the mean of the 0? Because the mean is we are starting from 0. This 0 is actually the left and the very left path. It means the middle of the left area of this circle. So it's starting from the 0 point and where it's ending. Actually the math pi is half of the element. Is math pi is actually called the half circle. If you just know about the circle, or if you just know about the math objects, or you know some about mathematics, so you must know that the pi is a math element and it's actually called the half circle. If I just remove that, now refresh that, you can see that we just made the half circle for now. If I just put the 2 and the, you can see that the product sign means I'm just multiplying the math pi with 2, so now it became double and we're getting the perfect result, and it's actually working perfectly. Okay, if I just put the plus sign here, so you will see another thing. Actually refresh that, you can see that now it's 75% covered. That means 1 pi is equal to half, and I'm just plussing 2 plus with this pi. It's not like 4, it's like 3. So that's why we're not getting the perfect result, or actually that result I was just wanted. So now in this way we just learned how to draw the circle completely. In the next class we'll talk about more. Stay tuned and goodbye.